Welcome to today's Explainer. I am absolutely thrilled to take you through an incredibly fascinating process today. We're looking at YoungdongENT's highly innovative technology, a system specifically designed to take everyday organic waste and completely transform it. And we aren't just talking about your basic backyard compost here. We are talking about engineering high-value soil conditioners. These are advanced organic fertilizers that can actually neutralize industrialized soil and actively improve land that's been contaminated by heavy metals. It's a real game changer for environmental recovery, and today we get to see exactly how they do it.
So I'm going to be your virtual tour guide today. Here's our route. We'll start with a quick welcome to YoungdongENT, then check out the initial sorting and preparation. After that, we hit the core reaction phase, move on to maturation and curing, and finally, look at the final product and packaging. Basically, we're tracking the physical path of raw wastes all the way to premium fertilizer.
Section 1. Welcome to YoungdongENT, the macro view. Okay, let's dive into this. Managing organic waste globally is, well, it's a massive puzzle. But this facility, they aren't just disposing of that waste, they're actively recovering it as a vital resource to revitalize the earth.
Just to give you a quick mental blueprint, there are 4 macro phases here. Step 1 is intake and sorting. Step 2 is the reaction phase. Step 3 is maturation. And Step 4 is final packaging. Understanding this logical step-by-step transformation will really help you see exactly how the waste is completely reinvented.
Section 2. Initial sorting and preparation, the first step in the journey. Moving right down the line, let's actually walk through the very start of the manufacturing process.
Take a look at this massive green hopper. This is ground zero. It's exactly where the raw, totally unrefined organic waste first enters the YoungdongENT system. Those heavy-duty conveyors immediately start dragging that dense, heavy material upward, kicking off the continuous flow of the whole plant. Once past the hopper, the waste hits 2 absolute game changers working in perfect tandem. First, a massive drum screen rapidly separates out unwanted debris, while a heavy-duty crusher aggressively breaks down the organic matter. Because, you can't just toss raw waste straight into a reactor. It literally has to be screened, separated, and crushed to get that absolutely perfect consistency before it moves forward.
Section 3. The core reaction phase, the science of transformation. Now we are stepping into the true heart of the facility, where the critical biological and chemical transformations happen.
But to get into that reaction phase, the material needs a serious push. Enter these heavy-duty precision piston pumps. These are seriously robust, industrial-grade machines. And they aren't just casually moving waste around, they're meticulously feeding that newly crushed material directly into the reactor under extremely precise, controlled pressure. That's absolutely crucial for a steady fermentation process. And this brilliantly illustrates the sheer scale of the reactor itself. Notice the multi-level walkways and that heavy, reinforced casing. You need that level of sophisticated engineering because inside that giant unit, decomposition and fermentation are happening at a totally accelerated rate. Microorganisms are rapidly breaking down the waste in a super-controlled environment. So how do we know it's actually working? Well, you can see the darkly rich material finally discharging post-reaction, but the real proof is the temperature. A digital thermometer confirming 98.1 degrees Celsius, hitting nearly 100 degrees Celsius entirely organically, that is undeniable proof of intense, hyperactive biological activity. That extreme, natural heat is exactly what sanitizes the waste, completely killing off harmful pathogens while breaking it all down.
Section 4. Maturation and curing, perfecting the soil conditioner. After surviving that intense high-heat reaction zone, the material just needs to breathe. Let's head out of the reactor area and into the expansive maturation zone where everything stabilizes.
Just look at the sheer scale of these curing stockpiles. We are talking actual mountains of transforming soil conditioner. And to make sure this massive volume cures perfectly, a mechanical maturation agitator systematically travels over the piles, turning the material over and over. It's kind of like turning a compost pile in your backyard, but on an industrial scale. This guarantees even oxygenation across every single inch, giving us a perfectly cured, premium organic fertilizer.
Section 5. Final product and packaging, ready for the earth. We're now at the culmination of the entire journey. The waste is gone, and what's left is a commercial-grade product ready to revitalize agriculture.
Now, what's really interesting here is the texture. Notice how incredibly fine, consistent, and earthy this completed soil conditioner looks.
that raw, heavy waste from the hopper completely transformed into this light, nutrient-dense material. And it gets better. YoungdongENT can actually customize this stuff. They can introduce specific additives during the process, creating specialized blends like pyrrole fertilizer to tailor the soil precisely for whatever unique needs a crop might have.
And here is the ultimate payoff. Look at this massive accumulation of fully matured, high-quality fertilizer sitting in the storage hangar. To put this into perspective, you're looking at tons upon tons of successfully diverted organic waste. Instead of just sitting and rotting in some landfill pumping out methane, it's now a highly valuable agricultural resource, piled up and totally ready for action.
The final mechanical step is, of course, getting it ready for the end user. The facility has an ultra-efficient bagging process that carefully funnels and loads the refined soil conditioner into massive, durable ton bags. That makes it perfectly prepped for large-scale industrial and agricultural distribution.
And that essentially brings our physical tour to a close. Endless rows of neatly stacked bulk bags all ready to ship out. It really just hits home the efficiency, the scale, and the massive environmental impact of this closed-loop system. They basically took a massive societal headache and engineered it into a scalable, neatly packaged solution.
So, what does this all mean for us? Seeing how incredibly seamless this technology is, how could this step-by-step transformation reshape the future of waste management in your own municipality? Just imagine the impact if every community adopted this end-to-end technology to actually solve their organic waste challenges instead of just burying them. It's for sure some serious food for thought. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer today, and keep learning.